Hello YouTube, welcome back to another game of Starcraft 2 Legacy of the Void. This is going to be the third game between our two players here, a Protoss versus Zerg, and it's going to be State versus Elazer. So this is the third game of the best of 5 from Dreamhack 2015. It is the round of 32. And let's see how this one progresses. Now the first thing I'm going to do is mention the question of the series, which is going to be, what is your favorite Starcraft Pro player? So it doesn't really have to be Starcraft 2, it can be from any time. I mean, Jaedong was super popular, I would say, probably even up until, probably Heart of Swarm even. So, of course, if you're, if you want to leave a comment in the section below, of course, you're very welcome to. And let's move into this. So, let's introduce our players very quickly. On the bottom left-hand side here, we've got the red Protoss. And this is State, who's representing absolutely nobody right now. He is unfortunately teamless, I think for about a year now. And he's from the United States. Now his opponent, Elazer, spawning as the green Zerg on the top right hand side of Central Protocol, and he's representing Team True eSport, and he's hailing from Poland. Now the links to the previous games are going to be in the description below, so if of course you've missed those, you're very welcome to check it out, because scores are about to be displayed. And let's see how players start out. Pretty much similar to the last time. It does have a 1 gas with 2 workers on it, and also the gateway on the way here. And the 1 hatchery expansion into a spawning pool for Elazer. Now scores are coming up now. Nothing really too spoiled here because it is currently 1 apiece, which is a perfect score to be continuing on. Let's see how this one progresses. So Central Protocol is actually a very interesting map, if you ask me. The reason for, that I say that is there's quite a few interesting points about the bases here. So I'm going to start off from the point of view of the Zerg. So the Zerg has a lot of running space. It's a huge map. It has quite strange running paths, because if you run from this base up to the top right to the top left base, your unit has to make a trip like this. So I'll show you on the minimap right now, which is very, very awkward if you ask me. And I believe that if it's up to down, it's pretty straightforward, just straight to the ramps, and that's a bit strange. So anyways, the Zerg have a nice advantage in this map, because if you look at the chokes, this is the natural base choke, and this is from the natural to the pretty much open world. Those chokes are huge. Like, to block this off, like here you see you have to put 2 main buildings to actually block this off. Whereas here, I don't even know how many, it's like 3 or 4 that you need to put down. It's quite difficult to block this off. But even this one, it's a very big choke. I mean, having a bunch of Zerglings, let's say, surrounding here, you can have, let's say, 2 there, about 3 or 4 there, a bunch here as well, which I would say even probably is upwards of 7 or 8. And the Zealot will just be sitting here, just slapping himself, saying, how the hell am I supposed to get at those Zerglings without them running past? So yeah. Just an interesting point of view from that. Now in terms of rushing into a base also, there's also this choke here. So this is another ramp which is pretty much at the back of the base. You need to destroy a bunch of rocks with it, and it's very easy to spot when this is of course happening. So Zerg tend to do this if they're trying to rush your base, or of course you can do it with pretty much any race if you're trying to catch somebody off guard and they have, for example, a Terran wall up here. Now, in terms of Terran, of course, they're able to use their Reapers to climb up these walls anyway, so it doesn't really affect them that much. But the actual engagement surface area of the Reapers is not huge here, not that big. Because all it is really, if you have a few queens here or something like that, you would be able to defend that quite easily. From the point of view of Protoss, again, it's similar to the basically trying to sneak into a base with the Adepts. They can get in quite easily because the chokes are so big, and of course they can surround your units quite nicely as well. So let's look at the production. Oh my god, yet again going for the Dark Templar Shrine. So missed a lot of that tech, but there we go, managing to catch the Dark Templar Shrine before, or it's actually just called the Dark Shrine, so let's not call it too long because it's already a bit of a tongue twister as it is. Stalker is probably not going to take that out. Yeah, there it is, safe. And these Zerglings just going to run around, see what they can spot. Going to get boarded off here, not a whole lot that they can do. Let's have a quick look at the tech that we've got from our Zerg player. So Elazer currently going for the lair inside his main base. Does have Spore Crawlers on the way as well. Now Spore Crawlers, I suppose even if your opponent does not go for Phoenixes or even what are they called? Oracles. At this point, you still see that that the Dark Templars are going to be in position now, and the Dark Templars are going to be spotted by this. So it basically gives vision of them. So let's see what he's going to manage to do with these. Now, if there's a lot of defensive units, which at the moment there's not, but there will be very shortly, he will be spotting these Dark Templars very, very quickly. I think instead of focusing this Queen right now, he should be taking out the... And there we go, he's doing just that. So at this point, definitely going to want to get himself an Overseer, which is on the way. Going to probably be able to snipe off this hatchery before this gets here. But he's going to get surrounded by a bunch of roaches just to prevent him from running. So there's a total of 4 right now. Definitely going to get that sniped off. Move on away. Just run. Just run, Dark Templars. Run for your life. Because once that Overseer comes over here, you are absolutely toast. But of course, they're a little bit faster than Overseers because he doesn't have the Overseer upgrade movement speed just yet. So what is this? This is a Hydralisk den being produced. So Hydralisk not very good against Dark Templars, but they are indeed very good against any sort of flying unit. So let's see. I mean, at the moment there's no Stargate at the moment, and interestingly enough, he's broken down the actual ramp here, which means he's got another choke here to block off. It's a bit of a strange move, to be honest. But of course, these guys are the pros. Now, I didn't actually take a good look at if State is a pro or not. I know that Elazer is, but State I'm not actually sure about. So, looking at tech right now, Ravagers, Roaches, Hydralisks are all that Elazer is making. Does have the muscular augmenting, I'm not entirely sure what that upgrade is called, for Hydralisks. Basically makes them move faster and also shoot further. Actually a very, very nice upgrade. So, ooh, interesting enough, this is going to get spotted pretty much straight away. Now, just to note, there is just 4 Zealots inside of that. Moving on away from here, does look like 2 Archons. Ooh, these Archons going to get sniped off very quickly if he's not careful. Only a little bit of health. Now, Archons, they're very interesting units as well. They've got 350 shields and just 10 health. It's something that's been there for quite a long time. It's nothing new, but I find them quite fascinating because, you know, they have this very quickly regenerating health, but at the same time, I think they're not quite as strong as Ultralisks. The one advantage that they have, of course, is the fact that they can shoot air. So this harassment not doing a huge lot with these Zealots. Let's have a quick look at units lost. Looks like 6 drones versus 1 probe. There was an Archon lost there as well, so that's actually quite significant. Ooh, interestingly enough, losing a few units there as well. There's been 8 total Zealots. Those were actually the harassment units inside the base. He did lose an Archon to this army just now while I wasn't watching. And let's see what he's going to do here. Will he be able to manage to deny this base? His army supply is actually quite a lot bigger. He's almost double right now. Mothership Core has just been sniped off as well. There was force fields down, but no more force field energy left. Overcharges are not repelling Elazer at all. He doesn't care about them. Going straight for that Nexus, and is going to be able to snipe that off quite easily. No problem at all. And there we go. Forcing State to go back. And actually looking at this, there is Dark Templars and Zealots here as well. So how much damage he's going to manage to do here? He did pick some of those off. In fact, he's picked off... Is that 3 Dark Templars? I believe that's a Dark Templar, isn't it? Yes, it is. So saving those, going to bring them into the base here. Possibly going to warp in a few more as well. And it does appear that he's bringing pretty much the majority of his army back, which is a little bit strange. I think that he was in a much better position to continue on with the attack. And just to note, there's actually 2 drones inside there, so that's a bit strange. I'm sure he doesn't mean to have those in there. Let's see what he's going to do with this army. Bit of a tense moment. He is expanding as well out of that as well. So that's a 4th base coming out for him, despite the fact that Elazer doesn't even quite have his 3rd one set up. So going to be quite a nice position. I think that, State doesn't have his third base set up. So I think that if he continues on with this push, he'll definitely be able to deny this again. He's got lurkers on the way as well. Changeling moving on across the map, just spotting there's no expansion here. Now, just to note, this doesn't actually see up the high ground, so a bit risky. Oh, Dark Templar is being dropped here. This will probably get dropped. I mean, these units are going to be there for long enough, and bringing them away, denying the base, that didn't actually get cancelled, so definitely something to note. And ooh, here we go. Engagement going down here. This Nexus again gonna get denied. So basically taking a Nexus for a hatchery that he's lost himself. Being on 3 bases still, I think that Elazer is actually doing quite well here. And there we go. Disruptors are now on the field as well. So there is going to be a few Purification Novas here. I think that he needs to get as many of these out as possible at the moment, because that is the only thing that is going to be thinning out the army supply here for Elazer. Now lurkers have been put down. Now they are going to be reaching these buildings up on the high ground. And he's actually supply blocked as well. State. Oh my god, he's actually in such a terrible position right now. Losing the productivity of 2 gateways and also being supply blocked right now. I think this is not going to end very well for him. He's going to move straight into the base right from this side. And splitting up his army, I think that he's actually able to take on that Protoss army even with these few units remaining. Just simply because he does of course have a bunch of lurkers in the back as well. Now using the force fields just to basically thin out that army, doing very well here. Managing to snipe off a few units there as well with the Purification Nova. And that's 100 supply to 50, so still double the army supply here for Elazer. And honestly, as I said, I don't think there's a whole lot that State can do here, unless he of course gets some absolutely golden Purification Novas here. Let's see, moving straight into the base here, denying a bunch of probes here. Let's have a quick look at that. 23 to 22, so pretty much coming ahead here in the harassment. He's going to lose all of these units, but his other units rushing straight in the back of this base. What is this? This is gateways being produced, and a bunch of them as that is as well. I think that if he focuses down these pylons, at that point, that is going to be the nail in the coffin. And I think that this is game. It's just a matter of time before he calls this one. Honestly, there is absolutely no recovery here. Does have a counterattack here with the Dark Templars, but as I said, I don't think it's going to be enough. There's just too many units for Elazer right now. Robotic support bay. About to get dropped as well. 56 health on that. Doesn't quite manage to kill it. And at this point, he's just long distance mining. He does have a few here, but he will have to long distance mine very, very shortly. Army supply is starting to grow again for Elazer. As you can see, he's making roaches, he's making queens. He did make a few lurkers as well. And bringing up his fort base yet again. I think that this time he probably is going to sit a little bit closer to it just in case so he can hold it off. Now that has been spotted, just a note. That was spotted actually with a warp prism just a few moments ago. And let's see what he's going to do with this. I think that if he engages onto this, he's probably going to lose pretty much all of his army. Ooh, roaches moving straight into the base here, starting to snipe off a few of these units. Purification Nova going down. Is he going to be able to snipe those off? Yes, he is. Well struck there. And let's see, he's managed to snipe off this hatchery. So obviously Elazer probably overestimating the strength of this Protoss army right now. I mean, if he knew obviously what we saw here, he'd know that he's got such a dominating army right now. Let's have a quick look at upgrades as well. Looks like there's 2 weapons for Protoss, but there's nothing for Zerg, so that's definitely something interesting. Elazer not really opting to go for his upgrades, but then again, does he really need them right now? He's got quite a superior army right now, so all he really needs to do is push. And a nice pick off here with the Disruptor as well. The army supply is, the income rather, is just struggling right now for State. A nice round here as well. These units not quite going to make it up the ramp without taking some significant damage. 2 Immortals was sniped off there, and honestly, he's just holding on to pretty much thin air right now. And 11 workers to 62. There's a Spire coming down here for Elazer as well. So if he manages to get as far as building Mutalisks onto that, that is pretty much going to be game right there. This is the last mining base, just to note, the last mining base for State. So once this is destroyed, there's absolutely no income remaining for him. He's also got just one worker left. And there we go, GG is called. This is going to be game number 3, which means that Elazer is now at 2 points against the 1 of State. And that is pretty much it for game number 3. I hope you've enjoyed it. Of course, leave it a thumbs up and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Our common question of the series, of course, is who is your favorite StarCraft Pro player? Leave your comment in the comment section below, and we'll see who is our favorite one from the StarCraft Vaipo community. So that's pretty much it. I'll see you guys next time. Good luck, have fun. Bye bye.